Good evening. It's 7:30 and I'd like to call to order the Guilford Selectboard meeting of January 10th, 2021. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to recognize the public. I see Kathy there. I see Virginia Ray. I don't know who else is there, but you're all—
John McLean.
Oh, John McLean. Thank you. And you're all welcome, and thank you for being with us this evening. The rules of procedure guide us in regard to how we interact with each other, the select board and the public, the basic premise of which is that we are civil to one another and we raise our hands to be called upon. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to do so? Veranda, thank you. Do I have a second? That's Zahn, thank you. Is there any discussion? That being the case, I will take the roll. I see Michael.
Hi.
Goodness, there's a lot of Michaels with us. Zahn.
Aye.
I don't see Rusty.
I'm here.
Richard.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Rusty. How are you?
Good. How are you? How's the weather?
Good. Nice to see you. You said aye, right?
Yes.
And I said aye too. So that carries then unanimously.
No, I didn't say aye.
Veranda. Oh, Veranda.
Aye.
Sorry, I got mixed up. That's you, Veranda, is it not?
Mhm.
And you're saying aye. Okay. So we have a unanimous approval of the minutes. Thank you very much. Are there any changes to the agenda order?
I have none, Richard.
Thank you. On to new business. Do we have our—
Richard, Highway Department update.
Oh, Dan, right. Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello, everybody.
Do you have a report for us?
Yeah, I got a few things. They're over working on the garage, doing the siding. They got the whole building's wrapped. They're starting on doing the trim. They were doing windows today.
Great.
Then they're gonna go back to the siding after they get the windows in. We had a ice storm this weekend where of course, we use a lot of salt and sand, so we went through quite a bit of material this weekend. We're going to be stockpiling probably Wednesday again. I got salt coming. I had a blowout on one of the backhoe tires, so I had to put two new rear tires on the backhoe. And the grader is going to need new tires. And I've been pricing tires because those are 9-year-old. And they're down on the wear bars. There ain't much tread left to them. And it's going to be right around $10,000 to do tires on the grader. So,
And we have that covered in the budget, do we not?
well, it'll be come out of our repairs, so.
Yeah.
But one of them tires for the grader is anywhere from $1,600 to $2,400 a piece, so. And I've been pricing them, so I probably won't go with the most expensive. I'll do the mid-range tire. So, but it's due for tires, so just wanted to give you a heads up what's going on.
Okay, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And other than that, I mean, we've just been dealing with the roads. I mean, it's been snowy and these ice storms we really use a lot of material, and you know, I just don't see a good snowstorm when you plow them and just sand them once, but when you get an ice storm and you're sanding them 3 or 4 times, you're eating up a lot of material.
Ice is not nice.
No, we used about, this weekend, just on yesterday alone, we probably used almost 400 yards of sand. And most of them got sanded twice, some of them got sanded 3 times. But,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's pretty much it, unless you guys got anything.
Well, our crew has done a great job with a really nasty situation.
Thank you for that, and thanks for recognizing that, Veranda, and thanks, Dan and the crew. Please extend the select board's gratitude for the good work that they are doing in the tough ice. We appreciate it, and I'm sure the whole town does. Okay, on to Brook and the BBCC. Is that Sarah I see there?
Yes, Mr. Chair, yes.
So I'm representing the Brook Community Center this evening. We have been working with the Brook Grange and the Vermont Division of Historic Preservation on a historic marker to mark the important history of the Grange in our town, especially as we have been instructed. It's an interesting conundrum. We have to remove the words, since the Grange no longer owns the building, we have to remove the words Grange from the gable of the building. It will be replaced with similar lettering that says Brook Community Center. And this prompted, a number of people wanting to recognize the important history that the Grange organization has had in town. So that's what this application is for. Since the town doesn't own the building or the site, I think this is really just a courtesy and part of our application to the Division of Historic Preservation. We worked closely with the Grange to fine tune the text, and we have to fine tune it a little bit more to fit on the big plaque. And our hope is some funding has been put aside for the marker. And our hope is to install the marker when we reopen the building after construction. So I think tonight we're really just seeking your blessing.
Do you need that in writing or?
I think that could be helpful. I think that's helpful. The Division of Historic Preservation just likes to see that that the town knows about these applications. And I believe I sent the wording to Peter. And I can pull it up if you need to. It's the final draft. It's not the final wording, but.
Peter, do we need a vote on that, or can we just assent to that? If we do assent to send a letter of support for this application.
I would recommend if it's an official letter of support coming from the select board that you make a motion.
Okay, do I have a motion for that? Zon, thank you. Do I have a second? Michael, thank you. Is there any discussion?
If you would like a letter of support written, I'll be happy to write it.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Any further discussion? All right, I'll take the roll then. Rusty?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Zon?
Aye.
Veranda?
Aye.
Richard? Aye. That motion carries, and there you go, a letter of support for a good, very good project.
Well, thank you.
And a continuingly good project. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate the support of the select board at every step of the way with this. So thank you very much. We look
Thanks,
forward
Sarah.
to the grand reopening.
Richard, Christina has her hand up.
Oh, Christina, I didn't see it. Thank you, Peter. Hi, Christina.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, this technology is not easy for us. I had a question for anybody. Sarah, you said that the Grange no longer owns the building, and could somebody say who does own the building? Is it the one of the nonprofits or who?
That's an easy question to answer, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
That's the Grange no longer owns the building. The Brook Community Center purchased the building from the Grange, and we are a nonprofit organization, and we have an agreement that the Grange can continue to use the building in perpetuity.
Does that answer your question, Christina?
Yep, absolutely. Thanks.
Right. Thank you. Any further questions? Then we'll move right along to the next item on the agenda, which is to go in. I need a motion, please, to go into executive session to discuss employee contracts and labor relations. Do I have that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, that's Michael.
Yep.
Do I have a second? Zon seconds it. Is there any discussion? Excellent. So we will go out of our select board session, go into executive session, and then come out again. And it's nice to see you all. We'll be back on the other end. Hello, everybody, again. The Guilford Select Board is exiting its executive session at 6:52 PM, and we have taken an action, and I'm looking for a motion that articulates that action. Do I have a motion?
Sure. See, I don't remember what it is exactly. I'm going to state it. Can you state it, Michael?
Yeah.
Can you state it, Richard, please?
Sure. That the Select Board has taken the action to make a 5% increase in the 2023 budget for all town employees. Do I have a second? Thank you, Zon. Is there any discussion?
The discussion that I have is just that this was also the recommendation of our Finance Advisory Committee.
Yes, thank you, Veranda. Any further discussion? All right, I will take the roll. Veranda,
Aye.
Rusty,
I will be abstaining.
okay. Michael,
Aye.
Zon,
Aye.
Richard, aye. The motion carries with one abstention. Thank you very much. Okay, on to the budget. Peter is going to run us through that, the 2023 budget, which we are hoping that we can approve tonight.
Just 1 second so I can share my screen with all of you.
While Peter's getting it up on the screen, I would just like to say that I have asked Peter to run us through this by category, not every line item, and that I would like to note that the Select Board has had 4 budget meetings that has studied and questioned this budget, and that the Finance Advisory Committee has approved this budget, and that this budget does, this draft budget, as it is now, it does include the 5% increase for town employees, and that although the Select Board is approving this budget, we are approving it to present to the town. And that's very important to remember. We do not approve the budget townwide, we approve presenting it to the town. And away we go.
So we're going to first begin with what we call the 003, which is the general budget. This is the budget for the town side of things. The first expense category within this budget is a list of about almost 50 items for the Select Board. The total proposed budget for this is $246,905 for this FY23. The next category is the budget for the town treasurer. Obviously, the expense items there apply to the treasurer's responsibilities, and that total is $40,725. The next category is for the Board of Civil Authority. And this category is a little bit smaller at $1,750. Next is a category, it's called Transfers Out. This includes a variety of funds that have been approved by Guilford voters, for example, for the preservation of the covered bridge, for annual capital projects, and other site typical products. And this proposed budget is $265,000. The next category is for auditors. This includes both elected Guilford auditors as well as the professional auditors that the Select Board hires on an annual basis. In this category, total is $21,650. The next category is for the Lister's office. This covers the Listers and Assessor Clerk and all of their responsibilities and requirements at $35,532. The next category is for the Guilford Town Clerk, and this category total is $67,802. The next category is for the delinquent tax administrator, and this category is $1,900. Next category is for floodplain administration. It is currently recommended to be $0. Next is the planning commission, and their proposed budget is $1,000. Following that is the conservation commission, and their proposed budget is $2,500. Next is the recreation commission, and their proposed budget is $3,700. The next category covers law enforcement, and that is proposed at $0. The next category is pound keeper, so that includes the town pound keeper as well as dog officer and other related expenses at $10,705. Next is the health officer at $150. Next is the solid waste category for our contract with Wyndham Solid Waste Management District at $14,578. The next category is the cemetery commission at $7,700. The next category is for debt service, and that's proposed at $18,302. Next is the fire warden, that is proposed at $0. The following category is annual services to the town. This includes things such as Wyndham Regional Commission, the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, Rescue Inc., and other similar type expenses, and that is $89,393 is the proposed budget. Next is local public services, which is the Guilford Volunteer Fire Department at $278,100. Next is the Guilford Free Library at $36,000. And last but not least, in the 003 general budget is the social service agencies. That proposal is at $30,393 for a grand total of $1,173,784.
Thank you, Peter. Do I have a motion to present this budget to the town at town meeting?
Richard, may I interrupt a moment?
Yes.
Would you like to have just one motion for both the 003 and the 009? Or do you want two separate?
Can we do that?
Yes, you have in the past.
Okay. So the 003 and the 009.
Okay, let me go through the highway budget, and then you can
Okay.
request your motion. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so just give me a moment to share the highway budget with you. Okay.
I would just like to remind whoever is on this Zoom meeting that this budget as well has been scrubbed by both the Selectboard and the Finance Advisory Committee.
So the first category in the highway department is general highway expenses. This covers our highway employees and all those related expenses, as well as general supplies for the highway department, such as gravel and salt and rental equipment, those sorts of items. So for this first category, the proposed budget is $452,569. The next category is road resurfacing. This is to pay for paving projects in Guilford. The proposed budget is $130,000. Next is the winter budget, and this covers employee pay and sand and salt during the winter, and this proposed budget is $197,254. Next is the bridges category, and that is proposed at $68,500. Following that is the municipal roads general permit, a requirement of the state. at $2,500. Next is the town garage. These are just general operating expenses for our road crew to be able to do their jobs at the town garage, such as heating oil, telephone, safety equipment, electricity, that sort of thing. This proposed budget is $35,100. And the final category is for all of our large equipment, our trucks, graders, etc., all of that. And the total for this category is $110,000 even. That is a final total for the highway department of $995,923.
So do I have a motion to present both of these budgets to the town? I so move. Do I have a second? Thank you, Veranda. Is there any discussion? I would just like to say that the select board has voted to give the 5% increase in gratitude for the rough times that our staff has been through in these generally rough times. And it's our hope that the increase in salary will help them to get along better in what we all know is what I call the miasma. We know that it's rough out there and that we appreciate their work. So thank you very much. Okay, any other discussion?
Richard, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
This is Lynn. I just had a quick question on the breakdown. I'm not sure if this is for you or Peter. What is the portion for the trans, it said trans water line fund? I was just wondering what the funds are for.
Would you like me to answer that, Richard?
Yes, please.
Hi, Lynn, it's Peter.
Hi, Pete.
So that category was for, I'm sure that you likely remember, about 12 years ago, the town brought fresh water line for Algiers Village from Brattleboro.
Yeah.
And so that is a fund that was established by Guilford voters because around the 25-year mark of that project, it will need to undergo some major updates and repairs. And so those funds are to pay for those updates and repairs.
So to stay with that section is what you're saying?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn. Any further discussion or questions? All right, Veranda, I will take the roll.
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Richard, aye. So that motion passes, and this is the budget that will be presented to the town. Thank you very much. That's a very important step in the town's business, and I appreciate all the meetings that we went to, and I appreciate the that the select board attended with some of the members of the Finance Advisory Committee and the Finance Advisory Committee's thorough scrubbing of the budget and analysis of it, and their help in putting it together, as well as my thanks to Peter for helping put the budget together and presenting it. Thank you, Peter. Okay, on to the Planning Commission. I'd like a motion to go into.
No, Richard, the necessity resolution for the library is next.
Oh, I have it in a different order. I'm sorry. Okay. So then we want to, as we all know, the library has a grant. It's to study the feasibility of adding an addition to the library. There are designs underway. There is a committee that is established by the library to work with the town administrator and a consultant. The designs are pretty nifty, I think. We have in regard to the financing of this project, we have been advised by our attorneys that we need to have a necessity resolution. And Peter has gracefully accepted the role of reading that resolution. And this will, this resolution will basically, in summary, this resolution will advance the project for a vote by the town. So it will be the town who decides, not the select board, whether the library addition goes forward or not. So I want to say that twice. This is a resolution that will come before the town and will basically be asking the town to help to support this project with some town financing and to approve going forward with the addition to the library.
Richard, I just want to make sure it's going to be on the ballot, correct?
It will be on the Australian ballot, yeah.
So I just want to note that, to add on to what Richard said, that this necessity resolution is required in order to present this to voters. And so this is a step that's the select board is legally required to undertake. I apologize beforehand, there's a lot of legal language in this. And so I'm guessing that Richard may entertain questions should there be any afterwards. Resolution of necessity for Guilford Free Library renovation project. Whereas at a meeting of the Select Board of the Town of Guilford, Vermont, held on January 10, 2022, the Select Board determined that the public interest and necessity required that certain repairs, renovations, and capital improvements be made to the Guilford Free Library together with the related work hereafter the project. Whereas the estimated total cost of this project is $1,013,300, and whereas the cost of the project after the application of available grants and aid, if any, will be too great to be paid out of the annual revenue and available resources of the town. And whereas bonds of the town of Guilford in an amount not to exceed $205,000 should be issued for the purpose of financing the project. Whereas an amount not to exceed $195,000 in funds held with the Vermont Bond Bank originally allocated to a water project funded through other means shall be reallocated to the project. Whereas the vote asks for authorization to borrow an amount not to exceed $205,000, subject to reduction through the application of available grants and aid, and to reallocate $195,000 in funds held with Vermont Bond Bank, originally allocated to a water project funded through other means to this project. Now therefore be it resolved that a proposal for the issuance of general obligation bonds of the town in the aggregate amount not to exceed $205,000 to pay for the costs of the project, subject to reduction through application of grants and aid, if any, and the reallocation of $195,000 excuse me, in funds held with the Vermont Bond Bank, originally allocated to a water project funded through other means, should be submitted to the legal voters of the town at the annual meeting thereof to be duly called, warned, and held on March 1, 2022. And be it further resolved that all acts relating to the proposition of incurred bonded indebtedness and the issuance of general obligation bonds of the town for the purpose of constructing said improvements within the corporate limits of the town be in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 53, Title 24, Vermont Statutes Annotated. Be it further resolved that the proposition of incurring bonded debt for this purpose and reallocating funds held with the Vermont Bond Bank should be submitted to the qualified voters of the town of Guilford as follows. Shall the voters of the town of Guilford authorize the construction of improvements to the Guilford Free Library to include modifications of the existing structure in connecting the rear addition to the main library building to preserve most of the facade and exterior features of the existing building in an approximate amount of $1,013,300, with an amount not to exceed $205,000 to be financed over a period not to exceed 30 years, subject to available grants and aid, and shall the town reallocate to this project an additional $195,000 in funds held with the Vermont Bond Bank, originally allocated to a water project funded through other means. Be it further resolved that a vote on said proposition be conducted by Australian ballot on March 1, 2022, town meeting to be held at Guilford Central School, at which meeting the polls will be open at 10 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. That concludes the resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to, do I have a motion to, we can discuss this once we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a motion to put this necessity resolution before the voters of the town of Guilford? Michael, thank you. Do I have a second? I will second it.
Sure.
Is there discussion? Peter, do you want to just summarize what the bond bank, in very quickly, what the bond bank $195,000 is? That might be of interest to some of the folks.
Sure. As we discussed at the previous select board meeting on December 27th, the $195,000 that's already in the bond bank was a bond that was previously approved by Guilford voters for the construction of the housing project in Algiers Village. Due to other funding sources that were acquired for that project, those funds were never utilized by the town. And so the town has been paying on these funds for the past 11 years and have not utilized them. However, because they were approved by voters for a specific project, we need permission from Guilford voters to reuse those funds for a different project, even though we already have them in the bank. Is that good
Thank
number?
you. Yes, that's good. Any other discussion? So once again, this is not the select board making a decision about going forward with the library. It's the select board making a decision to ask the town whether it wishes to advance the project of the an addition, a small addition to the Guilford Library. Do I have any other comments or questions? One of our members has stepped out, I noticed. Yes, Peter?
I just want to note that Christina thanked us for the explanation of the bond bank and thought it was well.
Yes, it was a good explanation. All
And
right,
up, Richard.
what?
Ann Ryder has her hand up.
Oh, Ann, okay, hi, Ann.
Oops.
You're muted, Ann.
I saw that. Thank you. Sorry. Richard, you talked about a small addition to the library, and I having reviewed the drawings and things, I wouldn't call it a small addition. First of all, I think that would dissuade people who are seeing a big price tag for a small addition. I think it's actually more than doubling the size of the library, and I think really greatly expanding the capability of such. So I took a lot of offense when I first heard about this library project because I heard it referred to as a small addition. So I think it's a significant enlargement of the library and will be well used.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's my error. My use of the word small was that I didn't want the residents of Guilford and the voters to think that we were building a big super concrete structure onto the library, that it's very much in, that the addition as it is designed now is very much in the ethos of Guilford and would fit in with Guilford Center Village. I mean, that's the intention of it, but I appreciate that, Anne, very much. Thank you. Any other comments or questions?
I
Okay.
think I just wanted to say that the addition will greatly increase the capacity of the library, not just to serve people who have specific studious library needs, but also the meeting room will be of use to area nonprofits and others who need a place to convene.
And I would also add to that the design is focused somewhat on creating more space for children to be able to use the library, both inside and outside. The children's reading room would be expanded, and the collection for children would be expanded. The children are very much in the thinking of this design. More discussion? Okay, then, I will take the vote. Veranda,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Richard, aye. Thank you very much. That motion carries, and this will be then the necessity resolution carried to the town, and the town of Guilford will make its decision of whether it approves of this. There is a public meeting on the, at least one public meeting in February. Is this the 7th, Peter?
I can tell you just 1 second, Richard. The public meeting on the library is Wednesday, the 2nd of February at 6 p.m. and we will put more information about this in next couple weeks.
Okay, so there will be at least one public meeting, and the purpose of that meeting is to gather input from the residents of the town. There will be a modeling of the current draft designs, and we hope for some rich discussion and input from what the residents would like to see in the library if the design is not already speaking to those preferences and wishes. Thank you very much. Okay, on to the Planning Commission. As you all know, the Select Board has taken on a project to reorganize the Planning Commission. And the first step in that reorganization is to change the number of planning commissioners. And by law, we need to vote on that. And I would look for a motion. Do I have a motion? I would have Zahn speak to this, make the motion, and then speak to it when we discuss it. So do I have a, Zahn, yes.
Yes, I move that the Select Board change the number of planning commissioners from 9 to 5.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I would just like to say a few things before, and then there could be further discussion for sure. The state statute requires that the Select Board set the number of commissioners for all of its commissions. In the case of the Planning Commission, that number can be between 3 and 9. I wanted to just let the public know that the Select Board's talked about this and decided before we began the process of finding Planning Commission members, we determined that we would like to change the number to 5 for a few reasons, and I'll highlight the main reasons. That the Select Board at this moment, given the difficult action that was taken, the Select Board at this moment does not wish to replace all 9 members of the former Planning Commission. We'd like to start with 5. Which then, for a second reason, allows the Planning Commission and the town to consider increasing the size of the Planning Commission based on the needs of the community, the issues that come forward, the kinds of discussions, the amounts of activity, the work that's involved in the next while for the Planning Commission. And third, we thought that a commission of 5 would, given this current moment that we're all living through with the pandemic and the re-pandemicking we're all doing, that it would increase the possibility for technology and meeting purposes for this group to get together and complete their work.
Thank you, Zahn. Any other discussion or questions about this motion to change the number of the Planning Commission to 5? Okay, I will take the vote. Zahn,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Miranda,
Aye.
Richard, aye. That motion carries. Now, our next step in the Planning Commission process is to go into executive session. And I would like to have a motion. I will make the motion actually, that the Select Board enter into executive session per 1 VSA 313, Section 3, to discuss appointment of a public official. Do I have a second for that? Thank you, Veranda. Is there any discussion?
I hope it will be a brief executive session.
Yes, I hope so too. I'll take the roll then. Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Veranda,
Aye.
okay, Rusty,
Aye.
and Richard. Aye. Now, I've just had a message from Ann, who is saying that I should have not made that motion. Is that correct, Peter?
No, as chair, you are permitted to make a motion to enter an executive session. That was and just for your reference, that statute was changed, I believe, in 2018. Previously, a chair could not make a motion, but due to so many small select boards in our state, our legislature changed that.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Ann, for bringing that up. I didn't want to make another mistake. Okay, so what did we just do? We just voted, didn't we not? So we will enter executive session, and we'll be right, but we hope we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
So I'm going to put all non-select board members.
Oh, and I want to invite Peter Rude to that.
If that's the case, you'll have to amend the motion and re-vote on it.
Okay, so being the chair who can make a motion, I would like to amend my motion to say that we invite Peter Rude to the session. God bless you.
You need a second for that, please, Richard.
Can I? Thank you. All right, and now we'll vote on it again. Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Veranda,
Aye.
Richard, aye. Okay, the motion carries. So we are exiting the select board and going into executive session. The Guilford Select Board is exiting executive session at 7:36 p.m. and we intends to take the following action to appoint a planning commission for the town of Guilford. Do I have a motion?
Yes.
Thank you, Zahn.
I move that the Select Board approve the slate to elect the following 5 people to the Planning Commission. For a 1-year term, Michael Sostak. For a 2-year term, Jethro Eaton and Charles Light. And for a 3-year term, Julie Holland and Jeanette Tokars.
All right, do I have a second? Veranda, thank you. Is there discussion? I would say that I want to thank Zahn and Veranda for the very industrious work they did to interview these candidates who have been selected. It was a long process. It was a tough process, but we believe that we have selected a slate of individuals who are committed to advancing our town. It's our town in its growth and its happiness. This may not be the, we may not stop here, as you know, with the number of commissioners, that we may move on to advance to increasing the number. But at the present time, we think that this slate of commissioners will get right to work, get the town plan moving in the direction that it should be moving. And I feel confident that that this new commission will accomplish that. Zahn?
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone in the community that had a part in this process. We talked to a lot of people over the last while. It's been a very informative and I hope a strong process. So I'm looking forward to what comes next. Thank you. Thanks to everyone in the community.
Any further discussion?
Yes, this is Lynn. I had a quick question, Richard.
Yes, Lynn.
I was just curious, because many of these names aren't familiar to me. Can you tell us, is there a bit of history? Are they people who have grown up here or have been in the farming community or anything of that sort?
Are
Linton, we have their resumes that are going to be published. As far as I know, the commission, the current slate does not include any farmers.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Questions? All right, I'll take the roll then. Veranda,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Richard, aye. That motion passes. And once again, thank you for the hard work. And we hope that our community will be accepting of this slate and accepting of the work of the new planning commission and work with them to move the town plan forward, which is at this present time is what the major goal of the planning commission is. So thanks very much. I missed something on the agenda, which I'd like to get back to, which was that we'd like to establish, to send a postcard. This is back to the library, to send a postcard that explains the library addition and financing in a small space. And we think that the postcard letting all residents know that this is coming to the town to vote on. And I wanted to, do we need a motion for that, Peter?
Yes, due to the cost of it, I would recommend a motion.
Okay. Are you making that motion, on? Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Michael seconds it. Is there any discussion? Great. So I will take the vote then. Veranda,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Richard, aye. Did I
Mike.
get everybody? I think so. Michael?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, on to the warrants.
Masks, Richard.
Confirmation of masks.
Confirmation of masks at town
I thought-
buildings.
Peter, I thought that you sent me an email that said that was, I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm sorry for the confusion. I thought you sent me an email, Peter, that said that we were taking that off the agenda because of the governor's.
No, that was in regards to town meeting day because we don't have sufficient information at this time.
Okay, so this agenda item then, which I know about, is that, as you recall, the select board voted to recommend that masks be worn in public buildings. And we wanted
Town buildings.
town buildings, and we wanted to reaffirm that recommendation tonight. So I think that we need a motion to do that. Do we need a motion to do that, or is it just a recommendation, just confirming the recommendation?
May I speak, Richard?
Yes.
So the select board previously required, not recommended, but required masks to be worn by the public and all employees in town buildings. And so, yes, I would recommend a motion reaffirming your previous action.
Okay. Do I have a motion to do so? Veranda?
I
Do I have-
so move.
Okay, is there a second?
Sure.
Okay, Zahn, thank you. Is there any discussion? So to clarify, the motion is that the select board reaffirms its mandate for mask wearing by employees and the public in town buildings. And I will take, and there being no further discussion, I will take the roll. Miranda,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Richard, aye. So that carries. And we need to, I don't know how we can get that motion out, but certainly there should be a posting on the library door and the town office door and the Historical Society door that reaffirms that the select board has made this mandate for mask wearing in town buildings. Thank you. Have I forgotten anything else?
No, we just have the warrants, Richard.
What?
Only the warrants.
Okay, the warrants, Miranda.
Okay, I move that we pay the following warrants for week 1, 2, 22, the sum of $6,179.35. Payroll week 1, 9, 22 for the sum of $6,179.02. Expense warrant number 2213 for the sum of $24,611.61 for a total of $63,969.98.
Do I have a second? Thank you, Rusty. Is there any discussion?
Yes, the largest expenses were contributions to employee retirement funds.
Very good. Any further discussion or questions? All right, I'll take the roll on the warrants. Miranda,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Richard, aye. The warrants carry. And then on to other business.
I have none, Richard.
You have none. Are there any communications, Peter?
I do not have any of those this week either.
Are there the actions from the previous meeting?
You approved the capital plan payments to the Guilford Volunteer Fire Department. And that was your only action from your previous meeting.
Okay. And the actions taken tonight?
So I will go through those as quickly as possible. You approved a letter of support for the Grange historical marker. You approved a 5% FY23 employee pay raise. You approved the FY23 budget to present to Guilford voters at town meeting day. You approved a necessity resolution to present a bond vote to Guilford residents at town meeting day. You reduced the number of planning commission members from 9 to 5. You approved the appointment of 5 new individuals to the Planning Commission, and you reapproved the requirement to wear masks in town buildings. And there are no follow-up actions at this time.
Thank you, Peter. That was very well done. Okay, do I have a motion, a further motion for this evening? Yes, Zahn.
I would like to move that we adjourn.
Oh, interesting. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. I'll take the roll. Miranda,
Aye.
Rusty,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Zahn,
Aye.
Richard, aye. Before we leave, I would just like to thank you. This is tough work. I know it's volunteer work, and I appreciate, and I hope the town appreciates this tough volunteer work that we've been in. And thank you very much. I am grateful for the work that we've done tonight, and grateful to you, Peter, as well, for administrating the work. So good night and have a good evening, everyone.